Capcom is going insane, introducing the new V-Rivals mode, which adopts an AI format of other players of how they usually play ranked, and you can have different ranked variations. Analysis, the replay essentials have updates. This is great for knowledge checks for those that don't really want to jump into ranked and learn the game that way. Similar to how Tekken utilizes their ghost aspect and their replay features, is exactly how Capcom is doing now with the V-Rivals and having their replay features also updated. Also, Marvel vs. Capcom Collection intentionally breaks the game again. In the menu, you can purposely select if you want the Juggernaut glitch back. That's wild. And to go even further, Capcom is grabbing onto games that have been delisted and making them active again on Steam. Games like Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter Tekken, not to mention that Terry releases on Street Fighter 6 soon. I hope Capcom's inspiring everybody. They're on a takeover. The amount of times I have said that Capcom is dominating, taking over, and really just structuring this new era of fighting games and sending massive motivation and inspiration, it's definitely, that's undermined on what they have actually been doing. It is not clickbait or anything. From all the collections, from everything we've done in our previous videos, we have discussed so much on this breakdown. Then Capcom does this. They have the V-Rivals. They have the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 intentional Juggernaut glitch, which is insane because people that are monumental to this game, and also the game being monumental in itself, is something that it is much needed. There are certain things that you want kind of broken so you can enjoy the game and just do what you need to do. There's actually a lot more stuff, and this wasn't really like a formal announcement or a patch. It just kind of became like a menu essential where people in the community are finding out and they're sending this out. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2 going in and kind of just re-breaking the game on purpose, or at least giving you an option to do it, is a massive dub for those that really want to go back to the OG styles of these games. And there's a lot of other things also, but that for sure is being like the main headline on what's really going down with those glitches. Then you have Street Fighter 6, of course, doing the Terry release on the 24th. Not only that is happening on the 24th, because that's already huge in a historic run already, bringing SNK on board and just them collabing and doing some fun stuff. But also what's really been happening along on that September 24th update is going to be the fact that V-Rivals does come around. Now, V-Rivals is huge. If you know Tekken, you know the ghost battles, the AI battles, the structuring of how you can find somewhat of a similar rank of a ghost battle in Tekken. You can learn, or if you don't feel like really playing ranked immediately, you can warm up there. But it's not just like for warm-ups, and you're not just playing your traditional computer. You can learn habitual stuff from like actual ranked players. Again, it is still AI, but it's a little bit better than doing like the arcade version basically of Tekken. And so in the ghost battles with Tekken, similar to what the V-Rival is doing with Street Fighter, is that it can really, it's AI fighters created through the analysis of countless online player matches. So like when you feel like you aren't really ready for fighting against people, you can go against them. Now again, not just a simplified AI, but it's more like you can really structure the outputs of it. You can understand, and from my doing, especially for those that are newer to the Street Fighter franchise too, or they don't grind it enough. I played Tekken and I played Mortal Kombat the most, and then I played Tekken 8 the second most. But Street Fighter was always in the back end of my rotations, like all the time. So for me, for somebody like me, it would be like to get knowledge checks a lot quicker, at least on the main moves of all characters, so that I can then get back into ranked and do what I need to do, or at least go on casual, try to dominate for a while, and then get on ranked. And then it also talks about everything else. Like you select a rank and you fight against an AI opponent based on the data of real players in ranked matches. So kind of talking about what we were talking about earlier when it's the ghost battles of Tekken. If you know what I'm talking about, if you play Tekken. If not, then it really is the same thing. Basically, they have these V-Rivals now. They have that replay feature similar to what Tekken does now with their ghost battles and their replay features, and showing a lot more on that. We're going to touch more on that also. Then you get a specific character or strategy you need to practice against. So that's what I'm talking about, the knowledge checks. That's what I'm personally going to be using the V-Rivals for with Capcom. I'm going to be using that so I can really help with knowledge checks. So this is a lot. I wouldn't have too much pride in joining this. I know people are probably going to be looking at it like, I don't know if I really want to be doing this. At the end of the day, it is AI. But for me, it's like, let me just see some certain habits that characters can do in ranked, spams, or any type of scrubby play. So I can just kind of have a basic knowledge check on it and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what's plus on this character? What's like everything on this character? You know, it's always good to just know what's plus, what's punishable, and what you can possibly counter or really override. You know what I mean? What can you get aggressive with, and how you can go in that neutral game or the footsies game and all that. And that's important, especially in Street Fighter. as difficult as it is as a 2D game, the most difficult strategic 2D game in my opinion, at least. It's very important to have those little chip damage and footsie battles and just know your neutral game as much as you could, especially for somebody who wants to get into intermediate to a little bit better to the master ranks. So yeah, V-Rival doing that a lot, man. And it also said you can rank up in a V-Rival essence, and so it's kind of like a training combatant stuff. And it says your rank will also like basically increase, so you would aim for the top. And I think that that's something that's super cool, to be honest. Also, Marvel versus Capcom, like what I said, they were doing a lot more of a pushes, and I think that's going to help with the fighting collection too also, because them doing updates, all their netcodes. I know they have a lot of patches that have been going down on that, so Capcom's going insane with that right now, which is crazy. Lots of people still having full awareness on the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and it's still very much well on its way. I want to do some real research on it to see like how it's looking like that first like few weeks or first month of sales. So they might have an update on it, and we'll do a breakdown on that. So make sure you're subscribing, because we like to do fun stuff like that. Then I did talk about Street Fighter 6 Terry releasing. And another thing I do want to talk about now, we did talk about the 24th update, which is Terry and V Rivals, the intentional glitch from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And now also what's insane, and I'm about to go through this for you all right now, is that the fact of the matter is that the frame meter display now on and off feature will be added to the replay menu. So for your frames and everybody like that, change playback speed, advanced rewind frame, and will also be controlled with left-right directional buttons. So Street Fighter 6 giving out some more updates on that too. Then on top of that's what I'm saying. There's so much. Capcom is updating several GFWL games to bring them back on Steam. So games that have been delisted, in which, kind of like the way Marvel vs. Capcom was, this can be like a structure to a huge foundation moving forward, is the fact that it was delisted for the most part. And other games now, like Street Fighter and Tekken, is going to be delisted also. Lost Planet 2, Ultra Street Fighter 4, and I think like Operation Raccoon City, I think Resident Evil, are going to be delisted. So this is huge, right? Games now getting delisted, and now they're going to be available on Steam and stuff, easier to really pick up. I hope this inspires a lot of people. Mortal Kombat 9, where are you at? Mortal Kombat Collection, where are you at? Please. Capcom is doing the world a massive favor. Although like Street Fighter and Tekken were not really the most favorable games for everybody, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is going to be pretty cool. And I also think that just delisting Marvel vs. Capcom totality and bringing a Capcom Fighting Collection next year are huge ways to really have rollback netcode, make it active, make it like delisted, and like just to bring them back, except for them just being in that delist aspect where it takes forever to find them. You got the emulators. This is why I really want Mortal Kombat 9 and a Mortal Kombat Collection, because we are in dire need of that. And so Capcom really going above and beyond with updates, V-Rivals, Terry crossover. Then you have just updates on the replay menus. So now it's really up to par with what Tekken is doing too. So Tekken has the ghost battles, the replay, a super in-depth replay feature, and then they also have the special style, right? And same thing with Street Fighter 6. Now they have modern controls. They have this V-Rivals now that's coming around that you can also rank up in. And then the replay menu, the replay features are actually getting better and better with more in-depth knowledge. So a lot of the fighting, at least these two fighting games, which is crazy, the best competitive fighting games continuously still getting better. For that essence, I think Mortal Kombat needs to take notes on that also and figure out what they can do to really bring aside. What Mortal Kombat is doing is Towers of Time, so maybe that Towers of Time might kind of replicate a little bit of people how they play or adopt certain things with AI. But all in all, Street Fighter 6 coming in hot. Capcom really taking it above and beyond, because how this really helps a lot is this. I hope it inspires people to really try out this game. We are on a monumental movement come September 24th, which is in a few days. And you have Mortal Kombat dropping an expansion. You have Tekken 8 having the Heihachi trailer, the gameplay trailer, and more in-depth analysis on that. Then you also have Street Fighter 6 bringing on Terry and the V-Rivals update and other things and patches. So there's a lot of correlation as to what these games are. I don't know if they're in conversation with each other. I don't know what's really going on right now. And I'm going to make another video on that too, with all those three really taking over. So make sure you are tuned in, man. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Making a juggernaut glitch and bringing it back on purpose is hilariously trolling. That could just be like a troll that Capcom's doing right now. Delisting other games also could be a hilarious troll also by Capcom. Probably taking some mini jabs at like what maybe other games should be doing, like fighting games wise, Mortal Kombat 9. And then you also have the fact that Capcom just being historic on this run, the best run ever. I love the arcade era, but what this era is doing right now is insane. For fighting games, what's known to be the most niche community, which still is, lowest viewership online for the most part in terms of a genre that still makes millions of dollars on Twitch and YouTube. Lowest viewership when it comes to that. But overall, the capability of what they're doing and what they're providing and how they're listening to the consumers, Capcom is taking it to another level. And not just Capcom, the overall brand, but Street Fighter, right? And fighting games and what they're doing in that Capcom aura. And it's so sick to be witnessing right now. We are so grateful for this. And this is a channel that really spreads awareness on it. And we do get some traction on times at this channel. So I know that sometimes some credible people do listen in. And it's very, very amazing for me to have grown up in the arcade era and to see all these, at least the big three of fighting games still. I know people probably still don't want Mortal Kombat as the big three anymore, but regardless, it is a mainstream game that had put everything on its back when it came to just the utmost casuals to this day, as they're continuously bringing up their year 2 content also. It has been incredible what Capcom's doing. There's a lot of notes that people need to be taking with Capcom. I would say with Tekken also, but what Capcom is just bringing back old games, having in-between content, intermission type content if you get bored of the game. Now you can take people away from just playing ranked all day. They have the World Tour in Street Fighter 6, and they have so much what you can do where it just keeps you busy and active. And although fighting games are fighting games, sometimes people just don't want to sweat on ranked all day. And I'm one that likes both. I'm down to chill. I'm down to vibe. I'm down to, like, you know, play against viewers. I'm down to just kind of just do it all, like when it comes to fighting games. So I like that Street Fighter 6 has now adopted that approach of let's bring around some more aspects to how you can play this game and stay on this game versus just living in the battle hub all day. Street Fighter 6, amazing. Capcom, what they're doing is historic. It inspires, for the most part, Tekken. I think Street Fighter 6 walked so Tekken could run with modern controls and special style, and then now replay features and just V rivals and ghost battles with Tekken. Like, these are all things that I think they're bouncing around ideas. They're really inspired. It's the best fighting era ever, at least in my opinion, and I'm someone who was born in the arcade era. What they're doing is historic, and I'm excited to really see what's going down. Y'all let me know what y'all excited for most, man. Capcom again taking over, man. Of course, let's have discussions, man, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.